News 12 New Jersey's Joey Waller tonight with a former FAN caller who wound up behind the mic.
877-337-6666. Joe and Evan filling in, yes, once again for Mike Francesa.
Talking sports on WFAN, no one has more passion than Joe Benigno. This Garfield native speaks from the heart, although as a Jets, Mets, Knicks, and Rangers fan, it's often a broken heart. And now Benigno has put his passion on paper.
Joey Waller with Joe Benigno of WFAN, esteemed author of the book, Rules for New York Sports Fans. Joe, we're here in the heart of the Big Apple.
Yes, we are.
We're surrounded by people here in downtown Manhattan known as the most passionate, the most knowledgeable, the most sophisticated sports fans. Why the need then for rules? Tell me.
Well, I mean, you need them because, you know, people have to understand there's certain things as a sports fan that you can do and certain things that you can't do. Now, you can't be a Met and a Yankee fan. You can't do that. I mean, there's just no way that that is a possibility. You can't be a Jet and a Giant fan. These things are impossible. A Net and a Knicks fan. You know, you have one team you root for, and that's it. It's not like women. You know, women can come and go. You know, your sports team stays forever.
So in other words, that kid that we all had in our class in elementary school, the one who would say, you know, the Oakland Raiders, they're my fourth favorite NFL team.
Right.
They would have gotten hit over the head with the lunchbox from you.
Well, I mean, you can't have that. I mean, and I don't want to hear this nonsense that, you know, well, they play in different conferences, or they, you know, this is my American League team and this is my National League team. No. There's only one team. You know, you live and die with that team. There's none of this, well, let me root for this team because they're pretty good because my team stinks most of the time. No, that doesn't work.
Okay. Now, another set of rules in this book has to do with the wearing of team apparel. So
Yes.
let me ask you this.
Yes.
A lot of Jet fans, perhaps not yourself,
Right.
ran out and bought up all the Brett Favre jerseys before he'd even played
Oh,
it down.
pain.
Right? Okay. Now he's considered persona non grata here in New York.
One of the most hated Jets of all time in my mind.
So.
Can't stand him.
Okay. So
Can't stand him.
So if you
and one of the most overrated great quarterbacks ever. But anyway.
So that said,
Okay.
if you've still got a Favre Jet jersey, if you have a Bobby Bonilla Met jersey, if you've got the Hideki Arabu Yankee jersey, can you wear it? Should you burn it? What's the etiquette here?
Well, you know, look, I don't want to talk about Bonilla or Arabu. That's a little different situation. But if you're a Jet fan, there is no way that you can wear a Brett Favre jersey. I mean, you should have never got it in the first place. You had to wait till you see if this guy did anything as a Jet, and all he did was, you know, stick it right where you know where. 8-3 start, and then the collapse. The guy was hurt, but didn't take himself out because, God forbid, he ruins that stupid streak he's got of consecutive starts. So if you have a Brett Favre Jet jersey, what you should be using it for is either as stuff to help you in the bathroom, or maybe, you know, if you have an extended dartboard, or if you need it for something to burn in the winter.
Joe, by the way, before we continue, if you could just open up a little bit more.
I'll try,
really,
Joe. I'll try to be
help.
a little more, I understand.
A little more vociferous, if you could.
I don't know what that means, but we'll try.
Talk about some of your rules for rooting in enemy territory. This is another area covered in the book.
Right.
If you're a Met fan watching a game in Philly,
Right.
a Yankee fan venturing up to Boston,
Right.
do you wear the colors proudly? Do you root openly? Or do you keep it low-key to make sure that you don't get a bottle over your head or get thrown up on?
No. You wear your colors and you root for your team. Yes, you have to wear your gear on the road. And, you know, you don't necessarily have to get in the face of the visiting fans. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if that's intelligent. But you certainly, you know, have to show that, hey, this is my team and I have no fear rooting for them openly wherever it is.
You could have as many bad losses as you want. Nothing would compare to the New Jersey Nets winding up with LeBron James. That would be the ultimate indignity to Madison Square Garden, the ultimate indignity to the Knicks, to the Knicks fans. It would be an unmitigated disaster.
Benigno was once a popular WFAN caller, Joe from Saddle River, which earned him an on-air tryout in 1994. The following year, he became the station's overnight host, moving to middays in 2004.
Who was Joe from Saddle River?
Wow, who was he? A very big, very passionate sports fan who, you know, certainly was hooked by sports radio because of the fact that I was so into it and so into the sports my whole life. I was a food salesman at that time, but, you know, sports was always the thing that I loved the most. And, you know, I never really thought that there would ever be a chance to get into the sports business in any capacity. Little did I know that this would be the beginning of it for me.
He loved calling sports talk radio, and got an opportunity, and now he's one of the most popular names in New York sports radio. So it's inspiring, I think, that you could be 35, 45, 55, you're never too old to fulfill your dream.
Yourself and Evan Roberts, a successful midday team for a few years now on FAN. It's a tough spot in radio because naturally it's tough to build an audience, difficult to build an identity. You guys have managed to do it. How come?
I think the thing with Evan and I that's appealing to people is that Evan and I are, still just regular guys. And I can say this for him too. There's no major ego. We know that we both know that we're very fortunate to be doing what we're doing. We know that we're not doing, this is not brain surgery that we're doing, not finding a cure for AIDS or cancer or anything like that.
We're diehard fans. We're very passionate. We're not putting anything on. And I think the other thing is when we disagree and we fight a few times, it's all natural. We never force a fight for good radio. And I think sometimes that happens. So when we do get into a fight, it's completely natural.
So it looks like the Knicks are going to agree to a max deal with Amari. Your thoughts?
Okay, I don't mind that. He's a decent player. I know he's got issues with his eyes, got issues with his knee, he had issues with D'Antoni. But beside that, he's fine.
I think. You're good.
And Joe, to quote you, use one of your pieces of phraseology, a stellar performance.
Joe,
stellar job by you.
Joe, I just want to say one thing before we go off the air. I love the shirt here.
There's no need to touch me.
I'm sorry, Joe. I love the shirt. I don't know if I would have went with that tie with that shirt though. I mean, I don't know if I would have went with the blue with the purple motif, but I do like the shirt. I would wear it myself, Joe.
So from now on, if I want to consult in the morning,
you give me a call. And I'll let you know what how you should match things up. All right?
Absolutely.
Joey, it's a pleasure.
Absolutely.
All the love, bro.
Joey, you're giving Joe a little vocabulary lesson, and he's giving you a little lesson on style and ties. How do you like that?